are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? What? Waiting for the ending or the intro to end there. And we are here with your Locked On Marlins postcast. What's happening? My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. And look at that, all pastel colors, man. South Beach style all the way. Let's back this bad boy up. Just got paid. It's Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Look at Jake Burger, man. He's red hot right now. Jake Burger and Fuego on fire, but it wouldn't be enough. The Marlins race out to a 3-0 lead. The Braves score 5 unanswered, including 3 in the 8th. 5-3 Atlanta to the final to take the second in a row in this series, and now the Marlins have to win the last 2 just to get a split, but the Braves now 7-1 on the year against Miami. As I mentioned, you're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. I want to thank you so much for being here every day, for making it a part of your day every single day. Locked On Marlins postcast, Locked On Marlins, Locked On Canes, Locked On Dolphins, right here. Locked On Sports Miami. I want to thank you for being here. We're free, available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And if that day happens to be today, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. As playoffs wind down, the sports stop sporting like we want them to. But this summer, have no fear. FanDuel is here, hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone every day all summer long. Visit FanDuel.com to get you started there today. All right, there you see it. Braves win 5-3 after trailing 3-0. ATL with a 3-run 8th. They're going to Buckhead tonight, all of them anyway, win or lose. You know what I'm saying? But Burger Bomb, third time in 4 games. Jake goes Yahtzee, 370 average, 4 homers, 6 RBIs, 5 runs scored in the last 10 games for Burger in that second spot in the lineup with Jonah Bride. Shout out to Jonah Bride. Jonah Jack, 2-run shot in the first inning today. The Marlins had that 3-0 lead. Jonah Bride with the home run in the early in the game. I mean, just like right away, the 2-run shot in the top of the first inning. Burger, and he added his in the third. So it's 3-0 in the third inning. The Braves didn't score until the 5th. They got 1, and then the 6th. Chip. They love to score runs late. Another comeback win for Atlanta. 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and they are textbook. I'm going to run through it in just a minute, but real quick, I want to tell you that it was 5-3 Atlanta. 5 hits for the Braves. That's it. 8 for the Marlins. And imagine that. Only 5 hits for the Braves today. They're not hitting all that well. Orlando Arcia sure as heck is. The dude hit a home run today, and number 11 on the year. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored for the Bravos, and he had a huge game offensively. Riley was pretty good. Again, Austin Riley, not bad again today for them. And, yeah, I mean, look, the Marlins, Burger homers, Bride homers, and you're going to get this from these guys, right? They each struck out 3 times. So they accounted for 3 runs between them. They each hit a home run, and they each struck out 3 times. That's pretty much what you're going to get, you know what I'm saying, from Jake Burger and from Jonah Bride. Xavier Edwards, 2 hits and a run scored for Miami. Arcia again, you know what I'm saying? And he is, wow. I mean, he's a special dude. He had another homer tonight, and he's on fire right now anyway. He is absolutely on fire. Just fixing something here on the description. So, yeah, it was another game for the Marlins that they easily could have won, probably should have won. And some of their other guys around the league that used to be here, yeah, man, look at what Jazz Chisholm Jr. has been doing with the Yankees. Aaron Judge hit his 40th homer today. Shout out to the Judge. All rise. It's only the bottom of the 5th. The Yankees trailing the Blue Jays 7-4. Hasn't been the best month for the Yanks. In a dead heat with the Orioles, and you got the Red Sox breathing down their necks in the American League Eastern Division. And how about, I'll make you feel a little bit better. Brian De La Cruz 0 for 5 tonight for the Pirates. You're all right with that. He's 0 for 5. Traded him away. But how about Josh Bell? Remember, every day we're talking about Josh Bell. Every single day before he got traded, Josh Bell was on fire. Burger is now too. All year long, it was, man, if Burger and Bell could just start hitting. Burger's crushing it now. Bell's hitting like crazy. He's just not doing it here anymore. And both former Diamondbacks got into the game, or both former Marlins got into the game for the D-backs tonight. A.J. Puck pitched the third of an inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Not a good outing for Puck. He's been great all year. But he might have even, no, he didn't. Never mind. They won the game 9-8. So Josh Bell, who is now the cleanup hitter for the Diamondbacks. De La Cruz, the cleanup hitter for the Pirates. These are two teams in playoff races with two of the Marlins' former players as cleanup hitters. No one else sees anything wrong with that? Arcia, leadoff hitter in San Diego. Jazz in New York. Where's Chisholm hitting in the lineup anyway with the Yanks? What's he in the 6 hole? Yeah, he's in the 6 hole. Damn. Soto, Judge, Wells, Stanton, Jazz, and Torres. Yeah, good luck, Baltimore. Anyway, Josh Bell tonight, all he did for the Arizona Diamondbacks in Pittsburgh was go 2 for 5 with 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. So 2 solo homers for Josh Bell in this game. Got the average all the way up to 241. Killing it, right? But it just didn't happen all year long for Miami with him, and just not a good year for Josh Bell until the very end after the All-Star break. He stayed back during the break, was in a cage. You know what I'm saying. So we'll keep you posted on what these guys are doing. And it's just a shame to see what they did with the fire sale again. Valente Beozo, 2 runs on 2 hits in 5 innings for Miami. Good job for him. Calvin Fauché took the loss. He gave up 3 runs in the 8th inning to the Braves. And it was textbook. We're going to take you through that in a minute. But a really good job by Atlanta, just chipping away. And the way that they scored their runs in the 8th inning is pretty impressive for the Braves. And, it's something when you think about it. Here it is, the play-by-play, and where's the 8th inning for Atlanta? And I'll take a look at the 1st inning for Miami, too, and we're up against a break in a minute here, but just a couple minutes. So Spencer Schwellenbach. He's a Schwell fellow. So anyway, Spencer Schwellenbach with the devastating 96-mile-an-hour sinker, and, of course, he's got the slider, and he's got the four-seamer and the cutter. The sinker's 96, the four-seamer and the cutter 96 and 94. Slider's around 89. And Jonah Bride hit a 2-run shot off that cutter in the 1st inning. Xavier Edwards had singled and stolen second. Berger struck out, and Sanchez grounded out to second when Edwards went to third. Meanwhile, nothing until the 3rd inning. Berger homered to left center off of Schwellenbach. It was the slow curve. Meanwhile, he already had a bunch of strikeouts. That was going to be the way that it was going to go for Schwellenbach in this game. Braves didn't score until the 5th inning. And Beozo was cruising, right? Valente Beozo. He was cruising. And then Arcia homers to right. It's a 1-run. No, sorry, it's a 2-run game. It's 3-1. It's a solo shot made it a 3-1 game. And then another one. A ground out from Austin Riley scored Merrifield. This is what the Braves do, a triple and a ground out. And the 8th inning, this is textbook Atlanta Braves baseball, right? Textbook Atlanta Braves baseball. Xavier Edwards reaches on an infield single, steals second. Berger strikes out. Hensley hits for Sanchez, grounds out to second. Edwards to third. Bride strikes out swinging. So they leave a guy on third there. Here comes the textbook Atlanta Braves baseball. And we'll get to the Marlins because they had the tying run on second base in the bottom of the 9th inning, top of the 9th inning. Kalenic walked and Merrifield sacrificed. So there's a walk, a sacrifice, bunt, a single that drives in. So there's a walk, a sacrifice, a single that drives in a run. 1st and 3rd, then a double. Runner goes to 3rd. Soler singled in Kalenic. That's right, yep. And then Riley doubles to right. Laureano goes to 3rd, and then Ozuna with a sac fly. So walk, sacrifice, bunt, single and an RBI, double, sacrifice fly, intentional walk, single. There you have it. That's the Braves. Manufacturing runs. The announcers were talking about it during the game. Then Stowers strikes out swinging. Lopez gets on an infield single. Gordon strikes out swinging. Rivera walks. And then the 2 runners move up. Defensive indifference. They say that they stole. Wall stole second. Lopez stole third. Wall's fast for us, Wall. And then Vidal Bruin strikes out looking nasty cutter that started outside and just came right in, right at his belly button toward his waist, and then just painted the inside corner. Beautiful pitch by Gimenez, who got the save. And this was a quick game, only 2 hours and 14 minutes, about 40,000 in attendance, just below 40K. Atlanta was a big favorite at minus 225, of course, with Schwellenbach on the mound. And the over-under was 8.5, which, of course, went under because it's at 8. And I told you yesterday, take the Braves and the under. And so that's like 4 days in a row I've been right on both. I should start doing this. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome. Anyway, you're watching Locked On Marlins Postcast. My name's Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. We are up against break number 1 here in the show. But when we come back on the other side, Berger's hot, Jonah's hot. They're striking out a lot. You got those 2 guys that are going to hit the homers. They're going to K a lot. The Marlins don't have good pitch selection. They swing too much. They swing at the first pitch way too much, out of the zone way too much. It's just going to be what it's just going to be. You're watching Locked On Marlins Postcast. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. When I come back on the other side, take a look at some of the other things with the Marlins. They're so close, guys. Very close. They just can't seem to get over the hump. I mean, they're up 3-zip. They give up 5. It's just crazy. Maddening, actually. Locked On Marlins Postcast rolling on right after this. And that would be, this will be, you know what it is. Baby, it's FanDuel. I love FanDuel.com. And you know this. You know how much I love FanDuel, right? And I talk about it every single day. Here on the show, I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down, sports end for the year, the other ones haven't started yet, we get fewer games. Although the NFL is going now, preseason, the sports aren't sportsing like I want them to. But FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel's hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus every single day. That's right, there's something for everyone every day, all summer long. Head on over to FanDuel.com and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. There we go. All my skilled tradesmen out there and women, where are you bees? Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades. Made for the skilled trades, supplyhouse.com. It's that simple. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website, absolutely packed with helpful resources and the latest product info you need to help you get the job done right. And that's really important, right? Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Master Trade program. Every trade master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. So, I have to ask you, it's about that time. What's the time? Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. Dun, 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 boom, boom. Are you watching sports on ESPN on your TV all day? Fox Sports, maybe? Yeah, you got to turn down the volume, all that shouting, the eardrums, you know what I mean? Make the switch to Locked On Sports today. It's free, 24/7 sports streaming channel, programmed for you every day to bring you the biggest stories without all the screaming. And who wants to hear all that? Locked On Sports today brings you can't-miss analysis, opinions, and news, streaming 24/7 on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channels app. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. All right. Locked On Marlins Postcast rolling on. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Pumped to have you with me as always after every Marlins game. We're going to do it after the Dolphins. We're going to do it after the Canes. We're doing it preseason. We're doing it regular season. We will be here. The Locked On, Sports Miami channel growing like crazy. Great job by Alex Dono on the Locked On Canes and then the Locked On Dolphins, Locked On Marlins with Peter. We are going to be all up on everything going on with your favorite teams in the MIA and every team, for that matter, on the network. Every team has its own show, the cities, the leagues, right here. Locked On Podcast Network. All right, the fish fall again. Fish fall, little fish fall again. So here we go. Where are we at? Here we go. All right, that would be Grant Holmes, the starter tomorrow. I love the Kenny Powers hair on Grant Holmes. Eastbound and down, Kenny Powers. You guys know the show. You guys love that. Just looking at Josh Bell hitting 2 home runs is tough, by the way. 3 runs in the 8th. I told you how they got the runs. Told you how they came back from that deficit. Just chip. They scored runs. They only had 5 hits. The Braves only had 5 hits, and, the Marlins just... Beozo, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 hits only. Bender, 2 Ks, 1 inning, no hits, no runs. Nardi, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 Ks. Fauché, who's been great all year. Tanner Scott's not there. Would have been probably a 2-inning save opportunity for Tanner Scott there. Should we do this all year? Would have been Tanner Scott. But Fauché in an inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and a strikeout. And he had the disadvantage of having Arcia's turn coming around in the order again. And how about Gimenez striking out the side in the 9th, and Schwellenbach with 10 Ks, Bummer with 2. It was a bummer. He got the win to go to 3-2. It was a bummer. He pitched an inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 17 pitches, but it really was a bummer. Gimenez with his 3rd save. Man, Atlanta's good. That bullpen's loaded up now. Acuna's out, but that bullpen's loaded up, and they are ready to go. And they are not that far behind the Phils. They're climbing up, and they are literally right now looking at those Phillies like, yo, we're coming. We are coming. You better be ready. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming right now, like literally right now. And you got the American League East, you got the National League East, you got the Padres in the West, and they just started their game right now. And that is a West Coaster, obviously. So Pods and the... I like when they flip and the West Coast teams move up to the top of the scoreboard. Yeah, Rockies and Padres 1-1 in the 3rd. Of course, Tanner Scott with the Pods now. Luis Ariz has been there for quite a while, although Ariz is not in the lineup today. I don't know if Tanner Scott got in the game yesterday. Let me check that out for you. Got to keep up with our guys, right? Just because they're gone. The Padres have been playing great, though. 59-51. They won the season series from the Dodgers. And we shall see how they do. Tanner Scott, I just was checking to see if he got in a game yet for the Padres, because I hadn't seen that after our game yesterday. And that would have been, yeah, they won 8-1. No, they didn't play yesterday. So, yeah, Tanner Scott has yet to make his Padres debut. So you have a bunch of guys all over the place doing different things. Former Marlins. Supply House loves me tonight. You're welcome. A lot of fun, though. I mean, look, Berger's homer, Bride's homer. They're having fun. You see them celebrating in the dugout. I look at Skip Schumacher sometimes during these games, and it makes me just kind of, I mean, it's cringe. It's cringe. I mean, the Marlins were mid regardless, obviously with the way they started the season, but now they're just, it's cringe. It's cringe, and the fire sale, everything about it. So when you think about what they've done and you think about the players they've traded, the 10 trades, and, they still put a competitive product out there on the field. They're still major leaguers. Bride, Berger, Edwards is tearing it up. Dane Myers got to be coming back soon. What's the injury list looking like for the Marlins? Let's hit the injury list before we go to break. Shall we? All right, here we go. Here's the Marlins schedule. News, transactions, injuries. Here we go. SummerSlam coming up this week. Okay, Braxton Garrett has begun playing catch. He's on the 60-day IL, and that was on July 30th. Alcantara threw a bullpen, or is going to throw a bullpen tomorrow. He's not going to pitch till next year. Live bullpen Saturday with single-A Jupiter for Josh Simpson. Ryan Weathers has been cleared to play catch. That was a week ago. Dane Myers, he was on the 10-day IL when they left Cincinnati on the 21st. And we'll see. Jesus Luzardo was moved from the 60-day IL to the 15-day IL last Saturday. And he's out 4 to 6 weeks, and that was in June. So he's about 5 weeks in. 5 weeks in. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you start getting Luzardo back, Weathers back. These new guys start to play a little bit. You start to see what you got. Some of these prospects get in the lineup, and that's the best you can do. That's all you can hope for is, to get the best out of those guys. And then maybe, they get hot late, and it inspires management to try to do something to build for next season, because that would be pretty awesome if they actually are able to do that. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. My name's Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Back's getting tight out here in this humidity, but there you see it. 5-3 after trailing 3-zip, 3-run eighth for the Bravos, and we told you how they did it. I mean, it's just incredible when you think about the way that Atlanta does it. A hit, a bunt, you advance them, a sacrifice fly, the little things, baby, the little things. They had 5 hits in the game, and they scored 5 runs. That is economy. 5 hits, 5 runs. You know what I'm saying? 5 hits on 5 runs. That is economy. That is getting the most, squeezing the most out of everything you had. Meanwhile, the Marlins leaving runners on base still. Awful with runners in scoring position. 1 for 6 tonight. The Braves were 2 for 5. Arcia, man, they find your spot in the order when you're hot, don't they? Ozuna's got 85 ribbies, man. Dude's just a beast. That sac fly almost went out. It was close. Riley had another good game. Soler got a hit and an RBI. First ones since coming back to the ATL from crazy how Soler was the World Series MVP for the Braves, ends up with the Marlins last year. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Giants didn't work out for him. You know what I mean? Just didn't work out. Did not. I mean, he used to play for the Cubs. Dude's been everywhere, right? He has been everywhere. But yeah, 3-0 deficit. Scored 3 times in the 8th, beat the Marlins 5-3. And we are going to wrap it up on the other side with your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. When I come back from this break, going to look at tomorrow's game in the Marlins and the Braves. And obviously, you got a reliever, Grant Holmes, starting for the Braves tomorrow, second start of the season. And you have Kyle Tyler, 0-2 with a 4.74, starting for the Marlins. You're watching Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Going to take a break. One more to go. Come back and wrap it up on the other side. Locked On Marlins postcast. You know what time it is in the summer, right? Every single day when it's hot, you have to have those cold treats. Summertime is all about cold treats. It could be the ice cream man. It could be the helmet at the ballpark. It could be the popsicles when you're watching at home. Who doesn't love popsicles in the summertime? Well, when you're taking in America's pastime, don't forget to hydrate with Liquid IV's Popsicle Firecracker flavor, a surefire summer hit. Wait till I tell you what's in this flavor. It is dope. It is off the chains. You're going to get hydrated at the same time. Electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients from the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, because baseball and summer go together like Liquid IV and indulgent hydration. Absolutely right. Drinking Liquid IV, being hydrated, feeling good. Living in Miami, the heat and the humidity, you're sweating all the time. Got to constantly make sure that hydration is good. Long flights, games, workouts, you know what I'm saying. Incredible benefits with this. You blast off with the iconic summer flavor of Popsicle Firecracker. Why is it iconic? Because it is a festive blend of citrus-fueled lemon lime, tart cherry, and raspberry flavors. And you can find all your favorite flavors on their website. If that's not your thing, acai berry, lemon lime. If you'd like pina coladas, you don't want to get caught in the rain, but you do want the pina colada Liquid IV, right? Tear, pour, live more. 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Powered by LIV Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. No more thirsty summers. When you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV, get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code MLB at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. One more thing for you, man. We leave the Liquid IV up there for you. And I tell you that I'm thanking you for making Locked On Marlins postcast your first listen today. We love you here every day. You everydayers. Shout out to the everydayers. For your second listen, though, I would encourage you to enjoy the Locked On MLB podcast. That's right. It's getting close. The end of the season is right around the corner. The races, I mean, look at the AL East, the NL East, right? The Central in both leagues. I mean, there's no division that's completely decided. The wild card races, forget about it. Half the league is still alive. And our guy, Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, is here daily to provide national expertise with his trademark humor, funny dude, to help you get ready for the MLB playoffs here in the dog days of summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day on Locked On MLB, available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. All right, wrapping it up. Locked On Marlins postcast on your Friday. You got no job, got nothing to do. It's because the Marlins lost the Braves 5-3. They're on the road in the ATL, right? Buckhead up there. So think about it, right? Little trips in the summer, go up and be with the Marlins on the road. But yeah, or you could just take a tour to go see all your former favorite players who aren't here anymore. Solaire's in Atlanta, Arise, Scott, Hoying in San Diego, Bell and Puck in Arizona, De La Cruz in Pittsburgh, Chisholm in New York, Brazoban with the Mets, Chisholm with the Yankees, and Chagua with the Mariners. And they're all in the races, by the way. So those guys all got dealt to contending teams. And Bell had the 2 homers today. Chisholm has 4 homers since joining the Yankees. And it's dope to see those guys go. I said all along, you don't trade Chisholm. I wouldn't have traded Bell. All you had to do was pay him $5 million through the end of the year. He was producing. I'd have kept him here and see if you want him next year, which clearly they don't, obviously, and so or didn't. And so you don't trade Jazz, you don't trade Tanner, you don't trade Luis Arise. I'm cool with any of the rest. Those 3, no, absolutely not. But they knew they weren't going to re-sign Tanner Scott anyway, so he had to go, and they had to get whatever they could for him. But another tough loss for Miami today, and it's just been that year for them, right? I mean, the record is abysmal. Time and time again, we talk about this on the show, and the games are entertaining. That's the thing. They're 40-70. They're 30 games under 500, 9-game losing streak, a 6-gamer, 3 5-gamers. They're 18-36 on the road, twice the number of losses as wins. The Braves go to 60-49, 32-21 at home, and they are literally up 2-0 in this series, 7-1 on the season series, cover the spread every time. And in the National League East, how about the Braves? 5.5 games behind the Phillies. 5.5 games behind the Phillies. Think about that for 1 second. 5.5 games behind the Phillies. That is absolutely crazy. They were 9 games out like 2 weeks ago, right? So look at these races you have right now. National League, Phillies, 5.5 up on the Bravos, 8 on the Mets, right? Central, the Brewers, 6.5 on the Cardinals, 7 on the Pirates with Skeens making a run. De La Cruz joining contender. The Dodgers, 4.5 above the Pods, but they're slipping. No Mookie Betts. Kershaw had a bad start. Their rotation's been injured in shambles all year long, and they're still that good to have 63 wins. The Diamondbacks and the Padres, 4.5 out each on their heels. Bell and Puck with the Diamondbacks, and the Padres with the Rise, Tanner Scott, and Hoying. All those former Marlins in the middle of those races, right? In the American League, the Astros started terribly, all the way back in first place with 56 wins, tied with the Mariners. Incredible what Houston's done this year. Hate them or love them, I hate them. And it's because they literally cheated for years. The Guardians, a 6-game lead over the Royals in the Central. The Twins a game behind there, 7 games out. And then the Yankees and the Orioles, a half a game apart. Yankees 65-45, Orioles 65-46. We will see. Yankees still playing right now with Jazz Chisholm on that team. And, of course, Trevor Rogers, who hasn't made a start yet for the Orioles on that team. And that was one guy I forgot, was Trevor Rogers. So many teams. You look at 3 teams in the AL East, 3 teams in the Central, 3 teams in the West with the Rangers only 4.5 out. The Phillies, Braves, and Mets all with 3 teams within 8 games. Cardinals and Pirates within 7 of the Brewers, all those teams in the wild card races. Same for the D-backs and the Padres. 4.5 behind the Dodgers in the National League West. As for this series tomorrow, look, they're 7-1. So what do you say? You ride, Metallica had ride the Lightning. I'm going to ride the chalk. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ride the chalk with the ATLians. Shout out to Outcast. I ain't the ATLians, so back up off me. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Atlanta's a great city. Going to be a great night in the ATL. We're going to take a quick look at the game tomorrow, and then I'm going to, before we go, but first, just real quick through the recap, Osuna with the sacrifice fly broke the tie. The Braves do lead the wild card race in the National League. They've won 6 out of 7 games, and they have 24 home runs in their last 7 games. Arcia, Orlando, 2 for 3, 2 RBI and a home run, is 4th in 6 games. 13-game hitting streak for him now. I think I have it at 12 in the YouTube. I'll fix it. Fauché took the loss for Miami. Soler had an RBI single that tied the game. And, yeah, Austin Riley doubled in Ramon Laureano. So Valente Beozo called up earlier in the day from AAA, 2 runs, 5 innings, 5 strikeouts. They had Schwellenbach had 10 for the Braves, but the Atlanta Braves had 5 hits tonight, and they scored 5 runs. Berger and Bride with the home run. Xavier Edwards 2 for 4, 2 steals and a run scored. And 24-year-old right-hander Scott Schwellenbach with 10 strikeouts tonight for the Bravos. Grant Holmes going to start. second start of his career. He's got a 2.54 ERA. He's a reliever for Atlanta. The Marlins will send Kyle Tyler 0-4 with a 4.72 to the mound. Mañana, the game starts at 7:20 Eastern. The first pitch will be here right afterwards with your Locked On Marlins postcast, as we are every day. And football season right around the corner. The Dolphins, the Canes, the postcasts. Yeah, baby. Dun, dun, dun. It's coming. Anyway, shout out to Alex Dono, Locked On Canes. We're going to kill it for you guys this year. Locked On Canes and Locked On Canes postcast. Forget about it. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. 5-3 the final. The Braves beat the Marlins 2-0 in the series, 7-1 on the season against Miami. They had a 3-0 lead. A 3-run eighth inning gave the Braves the lead. They would not relinquish. The two teams at it again tomorrow. As I mentioned, 7:20 p.m. Eastern. We will be right here, or I will be right here. Hopefully you will be too. Right after the game with your Locked On Marlins postcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Fish fan. I'm out.